Hi, today in our research on Hohan Soken's notes, we're going to take it into the Kyusho target called Dokko. Now, this is one of the most popular Kyusho targets in all of Kyusho groups practicing. Okay, this is the most prolific one that I've seen. It's also known by a lot of different karate styles, whether they know Kyusho or not. Some just claim that they understand it because of this target, and they use it as a pain compliance, which is fine. Hohan Soken seems to take it a little bit further. This is a fainting target. It's not a fatal one, according to his notes. So that gives us an idea of what targets he's actually hitting in the area that he's hitting at. Because in close proximity, there's a shichen, and that shichen, it can be fatal. All right, so this is how we can ascertain by his words on the effects and what it affects and how it affects it, and even the weaponry on what the actual target he was alluding to, instead of just pointing at a general area on a stick figure or a two-dimensional drawing. Now, his weapons of choice were the ishiken, okay, the tatui, which is a hammer fist, and also the dagger, his famous dagger. Again, not as a stabbing type of an action or a slicing type of an action, but more as using the butt end of the dagger as like a kubaton or a short staff to jab into these targets to get deep, powerful penetration without give on the weapon. All right, now what he said was, again, it was a fainting technique. And this fainting technique was due to the shock of the brain nerves and the loss of sense and motor functions. Now, of course, we all know what our senses are, how the input comes into the brain. So what it does is when you get attacked here, all your senses get withdrawn to the, and of course, if you're unconscious, they get completely withdrawn, but to varying degrees depending on the level of your effect and level of consciousness. Also, when you're doing these techniques, the motor skills, the ability to stand, the ability to move your arms, your head, your body, get severely limited and shut off in complete loss of consciousness. Now, in past videos, you've seen people that are not quite completely out, but they're on the ground. They can't lift their head off the ground, even though they're trying to get up. It's just an instinct for the human body. You fall down, you get up. Okay, well, this loss of control, or this level of control, is not possible. Even though some parts of your body can, you're altered to a certain state. Now, if you're completely unconscious, of course, you're not even moving. But that's why you see in different varying degrees, when you shock a person, their body goes completely limp, it rigids up, the legs collapse, and they break their fall. And a lot of people have a problem with that break fall. They say, they're not unconscious, they're breaking their fall. Yeah, well, with trained martial artists, that's a natural instinct over many years of training. So that's what they attempt to do, to varying degrees of success. And of course, you've seen the ones that go completely unconscious, have no break fall whatsoever. And they don't get injured for the most part because they don't, they're like a drunk in a car accident. They don't get injured because the body is soft and compliant. And that's Mother Nature's way of protecting the body from serious injury like breakage or severing of nerves, arteries, punctures of organs. Your body goes completely limp, so it gives with the force. So if a force comes in, it just yields. So this is the Dokko target. Now again, this is a favorite of many different martial arts. And again, from pain compliance and grappling, to law enforcement under control, to even martial artists in their adaptation to the Kyusho. They like to get the knockouts, of course, in the beginning, so they try for this target as it's an easy one to see, locate, and access. And of course, it's hypersensitive. As you'll see in the anatomical research in the extended video, you'll see why it's so sensitive and why it's so applicable and why it's causing the unconsciousness. Now, you could put this in many different styles, from the Wing Chun punch to the Nahanchi hammer fist, the tatui, okay? You can use it with the Ishiken as if you were doing Weichibu Karate, and many different other styles. And it's all there. It's in this target. Dokko is one of the main targets of most Kyusho practitioners around the world, and a benefit to you to understand it and study it. In the extended video, we're about to go into the anatomical renderings, and so you can see the three-dimensional anatomy being turned and twisted, so you can see the exact locations, the exact trajectories that you need, how the weapons, the tatui would fit in there, how the Ishiken would fit in there, and different other aspects. And then, of course, we'll get into the demonstration, so you can see this technique being utilized on another individual to see the different levels of incapacitation that this target, this Kyusho target from Hohan Soken's Secret Notes called Dokko, really works.